Hey, that's us, and it's the morning news. Lance and Dave, Jackson, and special studio guest. And I don't know, I've got a wide variety. You tell me what song fits, Lance. We've got the Olympic theme. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You already know that we've got the Godfather.
All right.
Downtown. Never heard of it, but I'd like to.
All right. This is probably what he's thinking.
Yeah.
So I'll bet this is the one.
Okay.
Yeah. Despite what the city
we
and
got a nod.
conditions throw at you,
We got a nod of
never
yes.
stop moving forward. Never
Yeah.
stop loving your city. Never
That's
stop
right.
doing what you can do.
That's right.
Always make it better. Joe, man. Joe, good to see you.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Man.
Good morning, Joe.
Man, it's good to see you.
Life is great.
Yeah.
Life is great.
Yeah. Downtown business owner, downtown property owner. You know, pretty soon we're just going to have the unofficial owner of downtown. You know, come on.
No.
That's what-
Got a ways to go on that one yet, Lance. Come on, you nut job.
What's going on, Joe? You wanted to come in to talk about things.
Things are just getting better and better. Downtown is perking up a little bit. We have some businesses expanding. Some of them, kind of have to expand a little bit with the supply chain issues and everything. They're having to grow a little bigger and, get their own walk-ins and supply, closets in the back and things like that, just because they're having a harder and harder time. Some restaurants and so forth are having a harder time stocking, their inventory. And so, no, I think things are good. Things are growing.
Tough times for you at your shop or anything in terms of trying to get people? Everybody's looking for an employee. I mean, or you just got good people?
You have long-term guys, don't you?
My
Yeah.
3 employees have been with me for 22 years or more.
Wow. Okay.
My newest hire was 22 years ago.
Wow.
Is
Yeah,
he
I'm
past
a
his
lucky man.
probationary period yet?
Oh, yeah.
Past that?
Yep. He's even in paid vacation time. so-
No way. Outstanding.
Okay. In a time of inflation, is it time to buy precious metals?
I think in time of inflation, it's time to buy almost anything because I think goods are better than having money. And so
Are you seeing a spike in people buying silver and gold? I mean,
well, especially with silver and gold, kind of depressed for the last 6 to 9 months. We've had a lot of people buying because the price has been pretty flat. And with the loom of inflation, there's lots of people buying. Lots of people setting metals back, thinking it's better than having cash in the bank. It's better to have a precious metal in their pocket.
okay. For those who don't understand, why is that? Because you think, well, what am I going to do? Take the silver bar to Safeway someday and buy groceries? I mean, I don't. I mean, if cash isn't worth anything, but I've got a safe full of silver, how does that help me?
I think there's a lot of people that think inflation is coming, and what that means is there's more dollars on the market, and so dollars are less expensive, and so if you have something that's limited, such as gold and silver, that's going to raise with the price. So maybe if you buy silver today at $23, $24, and in 6 months, there's more dollars on the market, then maybe silver's sitting at $30. So it's raised in price, whereas if you just throw your dollars in the bank, they're just going to flatline it.
Yeah, right
And
on.
So,
You may have a safe full of silver lines, but I know someone who has a barn full of silver. You know who that is?
Who?
Hi-oh, silver! That'd
All
be the
right.
Lone Ranger.
I think that's the transition to other things we want to talk to you about.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay. Well, first of all, we do want to say congratulations on your selection as the Ted Robertson
Wow.
Community Service Award winner.
Thank
and I
you very
know
much.
you're one of those guys that will look kind of down to the ground and kick the dirt and go, "Aw shucks," but what about this guy? He did stuff. So knock that stuff off. We're here to slather you with a
Yeah.
little praise this
there's
morning.
a lot of
so
people out there that are very deserving of it.
They are.
I know they
They
are,
are.
but none more so than you.
Well,
So
thank you. I
we are
appreciate
just
that.
delighted. We are delighted that
Yeah.
the unofficial mayor of downtown is receiving this recognition because it puts you in the company where you belong with a lot of other great folks who continue to support Yakima.
There
We don't
are
know of
some-
anybody who loves their town like you do, Joe.
Well, I think Yakima is a great place to live. We do have some cracks, we do have some problems out there, but I think if we all band together, we can fill in some of those cracks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I made a post about
Good
your selection the other day, and in it, here's what I said. I said the thing about Joe from my time on council when we got to deal with you a little bit more and find out a little bit more about you. I says, you're the type of guy to me that can fully understand the empathy, the emotion, all of the stuff that the left brings out,
Yeah.
and yet still run that through a filter of logic and common sense. And you're the kind of guy that doesn't pit one versus the other. I think you're the guy that can understand one and the other, and yet still reach the decision that through analysis, logic, and common sense makes the most sense for the most people.
Wow.
And
Thank you.
I really feel.
You didn't even know that.
I didn't even know it was that complicated.
Oh, seriously.
thank
We
you.
always hear it's all the emotion
Yeah.
of this or the cold
Yeah.
logic of
Right,
that.
right,
And I see that you're somebody, because I've heard you talk about things
Yeah.
in ways that show me that you fully understand what the other side is saying.
Yeah.
But where they come up short, logic has to own the day. And you're fully capable of recognizing that. And so you're gentle in your way about saying no sometimes, I guess, is how I would view that. And I respect that so much, because a lot of us are just, like meat cleavers, and you're a surgeon. So good on you, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I think that really speaks to how you're able to do so many different things for so many different groups and people, and be the Joe Man that we all know and love. So good on you.
Did your wife turn the radio off about 5 minutes ago?
I don't even think she's out of bed yet. I think she's still sleeping.
Like, oh, stop this!
I walked out the door and she was still in bed. So, yeah.
Well, now for me, the most important question of the day is what's up with DC Comics and
Yeah.
all the bi and gay superheroes and all of that stuff. Is that going to impact? Dean Cain is out saying it was not a bold and courageous move.
Now remember of what you just said, okay, about Joe. So Joe's got to like.
Now this is a true test of his ability to do that.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of different lifestyles out there, and they're just trying to hit all of them. And
Very
no,
good.
they're good. There's a lot of great Batman titles that have just come out, and now, I mean, the whole new Superman, he's getting a lot of press. He's causing a lot of people to look at comics, and I'm sure back when, it was years ago when Superman died.
Oh yeah.
We had a line of people out waiting to buy their copy of the
Wow.
death issue, and so it's they try and stay up with the times. Comics reflect what kind of life we're living today, and they morph to it, and so that's great.
Dean Cain said it's not bold and courageous to do this today. He said it's joining the bandwagon and piling on today. Had they done that 20 years ago, it'd be one thing. Instead of Superman coming out as, say, gay, he comes out as a guy who flies to Iran to fight the people there that throw gays off the roof, because that's, the problem for real in the world today and things like that. So as a guy who played Superman, he had some really insightful things to say. And we may talk about those before we get the show over. But I think a lot of people know you as the Comic Book Central. Without getting specific, I mean, is that a significant part of the Ron's Coin and Book day is selling comics?
We definitely have a huge following in comics. And one thing about comics, there's a new comic day every week. I mean, we get our comics in on Wednesday. We get about 50 or 60 new titles every week.
Wow.
And so, there is a following. And it's just like people who watch, their episode of their favorite TV show every week.
Can't wait.
We have those comic aficionados that come in every week, and they're looking for their book.
Yeah.
And so, they're
See, I stand corrected. I'm saying that, I don't think there's a lot of comic book readers out there anymore.
No, they're out there. They're
You
out
bet.
there.
Okay.
You'd be
I
surprised.
still don't think it's a big percentage.
There's a lot of people that read. There's more people that go to the movies.
Yeah.
And,
Now,
and,
what, do you see this kind of these kind of scenarios, the change in relationships, and that coming to the movies, or are this going to just stay in the comic book?
I think they'll come to the movies. I think they'll highlight them in the movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they can run dual track type of heroes that expect to hold it together. And you're saying percentages and stuff. By what authority do you make those pronouncements, Tormy?
Well, look, I mean,
Did you ever wait in line for the latest Red Sonja?
I did
Come
all
on.
that. I did all that, but I remember comic books being accessible everywhere. Going to the grocery store when we all used to read, and I just don't see them anymore. And if they have to specifically go to your shop, well, that's a smaller percentage of people that are just going to pick it up off of a Safeway.
Well, the comics are more of a specialty item nowadays.
Yeah.
And one thing about mass marketing comics, as I said, they come out new every week, and it's hard for a company like Safeway or Walmart or something like that to continually change it every week. To get those 40, 50, 60 titles in a week, it's just more difficult.
You need to be specialized in doing that as opposed to. But are the other ones like the Archies and the Jugheads and all those? Are they still making comics?
Oh yeah. Archie's still coming out. Disney's still coming out. Yeah, I'm a huge Disney collector, and I collect Walt Disney comics and stories, and Uncle Scrooge, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and people will laugh, but I love the Disney line.
Right, so how many times can McDuck recount his money, though? Come on now.
He always loses it. The Beagle Boys come and steal it from him, so he has to get it back.
And then make sure it's the right amount, so he has to count it again. Okay, I get it.
And he has his lucky dime, too, that he always keeps. So
Makes you wonder what's going to happen with Disney. I mean, I'm really surprised that none of the Disney characters, the main characters, have not come out with a change in personality, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. Yeah. I'm surprised that Mickey and Minnie are still together, after all these years.
They haven't taken in the third rat.
Putting up with him. Yeah.
You guys are crazy.
All right. I'm still maintaining that there. So are comics online these days?
Oh yes. So there's digital comics.
Okay,
yes.
Maybe a lot of people doing it there. All right.
Oh yeah, there are, and and there's the whole aspect of Japanese comics too, and Japanese art, and so
that stuff's got to be huge now. Too.
Oh, it is.
My daughter got into volleyball from watching anime where they were playing volleyball.
Yep.
So it was online. So
anime is huge. The whole nother aspect of it. Yeah.
Well, Joe, thanks for coming in this morning, man.
Sure.
Congratulations, definitely.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and you're gonna actually receive the award
November 4th.
November, good. Okay.
Yep. At the newly opened convention center.
Yeah. Right
beautiful facility.
You're gonna give a speech?
I hope not.
Speech.
There'll be a few people talking about me, and that kind of scares me. This whole process, it's kind of like. I told my daughter a couple nights ago, it's kind of like I'm writing my own obituary. They're wanting all this information, and I'm saying, oh, my gosh.
I'm still here.
Yeah, really.
Well, we know that the fact that you have been selected, this wasn't, you didn't put your name in the ring, in the hat in the ring for this, and the fact that you've been selected out from the community for this truly big deal award for our community, that's not going to be the end of all that you do in terms of your love of Yakima. That's just one more embarrassing spotlight for you, and then you'll just keep on keeping on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, bigger and better things to do.
Yeah,
bigger and better
I
things
love
to do.
that about you. You are just positive, and that's why you're here with a message that good things are happening in downtown, and the enkerment is to get down and find out, right?
Yeah. We just had a great chalk art
last Saturday
event. Yeah, last Saturday.
Yeah.
And 1,000+ people came down, and they were drawn on the sidewalks, and it's pretty cool. And
outstanding.
New location right around Performance Park there. It was fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah.